This is Moments with Foo with James Foo Torres, better known as Foo, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet, hear their stories, and get the most important business lessons they have learned on their road to success, and get exclusive advice on how to implement their success into your life and business. Moments with Foo is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Foo.
Hello and welcome to Moments with Foo. I'm your host, James Foo Torres, but you can call me Foo, hence the name of the podcast. And today I have Joe Thomas. He is the founder of EnterActiv, and I'm going to let him tell you more about that. But first, Joe, how are you?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself, Foo?
Doing good. I just ate. You saw me. So I'm feeling good. It was like a KFC bowl with meat, and it's at home, and it's veggie nuggies, so tastes amazing, and it's pretty healthy, so pretty cool.
Hey, it's almost Thanksgiving. We're about to eat a bunch.
Right. I don't have my family with me right now, so but I might just do it. I know my friends are doing something. I just haven't texted them, but yeah, Friendsgiving it is for me. So let's just kick it off with a quick introduction about yourself and your company.
I'm Joe Thomas. I'm the founder of EnterActiv. We're a platform that helps businesses automate sales and marketing processes, as well as bring digital transformation within the business.
Awesome. Short and sweet. I love it. So let's talk about a little bit more about what this means, right? So I love asking about focus. So what is the focus that you personally are doing in this company, and why?
So our focus in the company is to take a lot of manual tasks that have to be done by different elements of the business, different people within the business, and automating components of it, allowing your staff to focus more on relationships or focus more on revenue generating activities, as well as being able to transform the business, taking away the workload or the need for as many employees within the business, especially in these times where it's very hard to find people to hire. And that's, if you can't keep people around in your business can't run. So what our goal is let's keep all the great people that you have in your business, but let's allow them to do 30%, 50% more work within the business, not making you have to hire all the time with new people.
Yeah, it's always, and with the economy, the layoffs right now, automations are gonna be the best friends of a lot of people. So it's very important. That's why, when we connected through the Strategic Advisor Board in the one of the calls, the monthly calls, and then you were talking about your stuff, and I'm like, damn, that sounds really cool. It's something that a lot of business owners can use. I know that I can use, and obviously, we're already working on that, and that's why we're going through the process. And I told him, man, I would love to get you on my podcast, and now we're here. And so what is it? Business automation. There's so many different things, right? Like there's like Zapier that connects things together, but then you got to set it up all and there's so many different things, right? Like I don't in a business automation world. So what is it, the thing that makes you guys stand out, and why you guys took that path?
So what really makes us stand out is our starting focus is within the sales, but also working with marketing. Especially if you're working within a bigger company, sales and marketing, there is a divide between the two. And even some smaller companies, marketing is focused on how do I get it in front of people. Sales is focused on how do I sell it and increase revenue there. But there is a divide that happens between the two. And really, we found a core element of things that sales and marketing both need. Sales needs more data within the CRM that can allow them to hyper-focus on their drip campaigns and their marketing campaigns to individuals, while sales needs the intel, but doesn't need to put all the information into the CRM and doing that manual work and doing that follow-up and trying to take business cards. They can focus on relationships and let the software do everything else, as well as marketing now with their hyper-focused. Their revenue will increase, their target markets will change. It will allow them to understand which parts of marketing works more efficiently than others. They'll understand demographics more, and it'll really allow them to hyper focus on where they spend their money to get a better ROI.
Awesome. On that note, let's take it to advice. I always love having takeaways for the audience. So what is some advice that you have for business owners that would like to get into business automation, but they might think it's like too expensive, too complicated, and they don't know how to go about it and who to trust? So what is your advice for people that want to add business automation to their business?
Well, my advice first is don't just go look for a model. A lot of people will see different software that's being advertised to them and it'll be like, oh, that would be great. But first you need to define like what is the core area that you want to automate? And you need to start with like, what is it that I want to automate? You need to start there and then start looking at solutions. Sometimes you're going to find very expensive solutions in the space, but there's systems like Zapier where you can connect one thing to another thing to another thing. And sometimes you just got to bridge the gap between multiple components of software to actually do exactly what you want. Specifically, like if you're looking to, let's say, some of the stuff that we do, like if you want to add information into your CRM, but not make it where you have to literally log into the CRM. I mean, you can create a form and then take that system, connect it through Zapier, and then attach it to your CRM. Now it's happening in real time where the data is sending through. So those are the most advice that I would give people. Don't just go look for a solution. Really think through the process in which that you're looking to automate. Think through every element of it. You know, that's one area that we look at when we come into a company is like a lot of people would think sales is, okay, there's marketing and then sales gives this person a call. But that's not the only place that sales lives. They're going to events, they're networking, they're doing flyers, and so you start pinpointing all the areas in which that department exists, and start creating strategies around how this can work together. And on the other side, make sure that you're bringing all of this data into one centralized location, because it's really hard when you have 15 different software components that all have their own analytics. They all have their own dashboards. And now you have to log into 15 different systems. And then you got to figure out how this system's data works with this system. Make a centralized location. If that's your CRM, great. If you're a bigger company, maybe you're using business intelligence like a Tableau. Make sure that there's this data flow that's happening into that ultimate system that's going to have all of your data for your business so that you can get real-time insight 24/7.
That's amazing. You were so sharp with that, man. That was pretty good. This is one of those things that you're listening and you're like, damn, like he's so right. Because I've been in that position of I just want to find a savior, right? Like a solution that if I put this in my business, it's gonna fix it, right? And I've gone through a lot of tests, I guess, trying to do that. And I've learned my lesson that it's not about finding the perfect tool or the perfect person that will just change your business and save it and everything's gonna change. Is what is the one, just very, very focused, and what is the one thing that you want to optimize? And then, okay, so if these things that I want to optimize, the best way to do it is by automation. Okay, so what are the steps? What are the things? And then from there, when you already have everything, then you go and find what is the tool, what is the people, or both, right? Because a lot often is going to be both that will come in to solve that very specific issue that you have identified. And I know it's hard sometimes that you don't know what you don't know, right? And that's what's so important, to be very educated and to have experts on your team that can at least diagnosticate, or at least have very smart people in that area in your network. Like I do that by having Joe Thomas in my network. So yeah, like that's exactly just my point on this, because it resonated with me a lot. So thank you for sharing that. And that brings me to my next question. What do you think is the the biggest challenge, or at least a very common challenge that people have coming into, you already said like, oh, they don't know the which, just the savior part, but then what is other points of friction that you haven't seen other than, just finding a tool thinking it's gonna solve everything?
One of the biggest areas is it's areas that's missed, really. It's not defining all the core areas of the problem that exists within. So they end up solving the problem, but not really solving the problem. So that's a big one. The next one is data strategy. And here's the thing, like if you're a six-figure company, a lot of them think that, well, I don't really need a data strategy. Yes, you do. Because data strategy is flowing in all the data from every component of your business in a way to understand and break down. What does that mean for you? It means understanding your target audience more. It means being able to spend $1 and make 5. How do you get to that point? Or maybe it's retention, understanding your customers throughout the journey so that you can help retain more people. It's about the money that exists in your company. It's about the happiness of your employees. You've got to think through all those components when running a business, because once you fully have a grasp on everything that's happening within your business and can control that and understand the data from it, well, now that's when you're super scalable. A lot of people think scalability is about growing just in revenue. Well, your company can still fail when growing in revenue. So you have to be able, especially as the CEO or a founder of a company, when you're running this organization, then you need to be able to take a quick look at everything, because you're putting out fires. You've got 1,000 other things to do when you're running a business. So you need all of this data to be flown into one place and be able to understand the data of every component, from your HRMIS system all the way to your ERP or your CRM, and being able to understand everything that's happening within your business and being able to do it at a glance and understand exactly where everything is. It takes a lot of the stress off your business and allows you to focus on things. Also, it allows you to predict things that are going to happen before they happen. And that's a core element that I talk to hundreds and hundreds of people. I've even talked to billion-dollar companies that don't have great data strategies. And that's a core element that we all should be looking at within our business.
There's no doubt. Data is so powerful. It's so important. That's how you take educated decisions. That's how you do cash flow projections. That's how you identify if you're targeting the right people, or who has this resonated the most. Like, data is everything, because if not, then you're guessing, right? Like, you're just guessing, and the data does not necessarily predict the future, but at least gives you an idea of what's happening and how to adjust for the future. So it's very, very important. And the other point was it like data, and then I think it was identify. So you say data, and you say another major point that I really, really liked. And whatever, this is something that I really was like, I literally put my fingers up. I was like, I don't want to forget data. And then I think it was like, I don't know, was it taking educated decisions, but that, you know what, it doesn't matter. It's just the data. I guess it's just like, I'm so passionate about it that it really got me from that. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about is, you have said so many like very important things, right? And it's being so powerful that I kind of want to wrap it up in a way that, what do you think are the biggest takeaways of this conversation, and maybe add something that you haven't said yet that you want to leave the audience with?
The biggest takeaways from the conversation are, number one, don't just find a solution in the market. Don't buy solutions just because of the price, but focus on what are the step-by-step process of what you're trying to automate. What does that process flow look like? And also, where does it exist? Don't just focus on one core existence. Like, as an easy example, don't just put we'll say like a form on a website. If your traffic is coming from websites, your people are going to events, and they're running ads, you need to create a similar strategy that connects all of your elements together in one place. That would be one core takeaway. Another is make sure that you're creating a bridge between sales and marketing when your business is running. And the last is create the data strategy. Understand all elements of your business. Make sure it's all flowing into platforms that you use to analyze where your business is, from a CRM to maybe an ERP if you're controlling like inventory, or even like an HRMIS system that you're managing your people from. Make sure that the core element for each one of them is where all the data is flowing in. Don't worry about using multiple platforms. Make sure all your platforms that are connected through like MarTech or Sales Tech or HR or inventory, make sure that they're connected to that one hub so that you can quickly understand where your business is at 24/7, 365. It'll make your life so much better.
Yeah. I totally agree. And that's why I wanted you to wrap it up, because you said so many very valuable points that I just wanted to really just collect it all, very punchy, and you did it there. So thank you for really adding so much value. I know that I learned a lot about like those little things of reminding myself to not think that you can just find a solution and that's it and apply it. And I love how we stress about data, and even big companies that don't have a data strategy, and how, like, you can go through so much money and now making money, but if you're not being able to collect data properly and you're not able to take educated decisions, you can easily go bankrupt. Doesn't matter if you're making 7 figures, 8 figures, like you can just go bankrupt because you might take a decision that it was the wrong one, everything based on not knowing because you didn't have the right data. So that was a very big emphasis of this, and I'm glad that you brought that up and we talked about that. So thank you for taking the time to come here and give so much value to my audience. So I know there's gonna be people that's like, look, I need to talk to this guy. I need business automation in my company. So how can people find you?
Okay, you can find me through LinkedIn. You can type in my name, Joe Thomas, or you can connect through EnterActiv.io. That's spelled like enter on your keyboard, EnterActiv, no E at the end, .io. EnterActiv.io. You can find us on Facebook as well. And yeah, you can definitely just reach out. I mean, you can go right to my LinkedIn and reach directly out to me. And I'd love to set up a free conversation to really look at your data strategy, to look at your processes. The thing that we do differently than a lot of our competition in the space is we do a consulting factor. Foo could tell you this because we were working through this actually this week, where we started with one thing and now I'm creating an entire strategy around how do we remove this? How do we remove this? How do we save time here? How do we save time here? And then how do we create that whole infrastructure, and then look at is the data going? What is the data going to do? And what's the long-term vision for the data? And that's part of it. We do the consulting side and the technology side. We build it, we connect it, you use it. You don't have to do anything. There's no learning curve to it. It'll connect directly to all your systems that you currently use. And it's very easy for your side. So definitely reach out to me. I'll do a free consultation with any business that is looking for that business automation, and really at least help you get guided in the right path of how to create the full strategy.
Yeah, I love it. And I can definitely recommend him. It's been great. And he schedules a call. He is looking for me all the time. It's very, he's on top of his stuff. And it's every time that we talk, we have very pleasant conversation, but it's not just about fluff. Like, we talk a lot about strategy, a lot about what's happening right now in the market, what's happening with the current clients, where can we make things better. And it's super productive every time that I meet with him. So I 100% recommend, even if you think that, look, I'm not ready to invest, I recommend to at least have a conversation, so you can get perspective at the very least, and see, okay, so this is what I need to get to here. And just a call would be very valuable just by itself. So thank you, Joe, for again for coming into my show and give value to my audience and to me. And I look forward to doing amazing things together. We're cooking some pretty cool stuff, not only for ourselves but also for our clients and our network in general. So if you're part of our network, just connect with us and we'll be happy to assist you. So thanks, Joe, for this. I hope that you had a good time in here. Did you?
Definitely. I love talking about data, and I love thinking about Thanksgiving and talking about food. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yeah, me too. I just ate, and I was trying not to burp too much in this show, but hopefully I did a decent job. But thanks again for last time, Joe, for doing this. And this was Joe Thomas and James Torres, and this is us signing off.
Thanks for listening to Moments with Foo with your host, Foo. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest business advisement on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we will see you on the next episode.